What's up guys, Ninth Gym here, and today we're going to be talking about Hydreigon in depth. Hydreigon is one of the Pokemon that has just been killing it thus far in the metagame. It dominated a tournament just the other day that I did cover in another video, so if you want to check that out, click that little link up there. But Hydreigon is really strong. It actually has multiple different ways to use it. You have Assault Vest, Life Orb, you have choice items. You could run this thing with choice Scarf, you could run it with the choice Specs. And you can use it in multiple different kind of Tera types. Actually, we have 3 builds today. All 3 feature a different Tera type, and all 3 give it a ground weakness that's covered by Levitate. And this Pokemon really likes to Tera because its Dark Dragon typing has a 4 times weakness to Fairy, which is pretty present in the meta. Without further ado, let's get into the builds. So starting off, we have Tera type Fire here. Really solid because it has access to the move Heat Wave, and it also has Levitate, which means your ground weakness from fire is covered by your Levitate, which is really good. You have Life Orb here just to do some more damage. So you have Heat Wave, Stab with fire, and you have Draco Meteor and Dark Pulse, your regular stab moves, and Protect. So a pretty basic set here, and HP 4 because we put all of our 252s into special attack and speed. Not all these builds are 252, 252, 4. But 2 out of 3 are. It just makes sense for this Pokemon. Its bulk is not bad, and you can build it bulky, but you really want this thing to be very fast and doing a lot of damage. So we just maxed its speed, gave it timid nature, and maxed its special attack, and put the leftover bulk in, well, HP. This is probably the most used spread. Well, according to Pikalytics, the most used Tera type is actually Steel, which we do have a build for as well today. But I think the Fire is probably my favorite build. I just think it's really good. Getting that Stab Heat Wave is really solid, and using Life Orb or Choice Specs if you want to is really good. You could use Choice Specs or AV with this set, and if you do, just change this to Snarl. And that's really all it takes. Our next set is going to be the Poison Tera type spread. And this is a really interesting one. You have access to Tera Blast to give it a special attacking poison move, which is really good. Every Pokemon can do this, and Tera Blast is just a really useful thing in the meta. Now, we can really get away with using Tera Blast because we're using Choice Specs, and the last move would be, I don't know, maybe Heat Wave for coverage or Flash Cannon for coverage. When we have Tera Blast here, well, it becomes coverage in the form of our Tera type, which is really good. We have Levitate once again, it's our only option. We have Choice Specs. This could change. Like I said, you know, this could be Life Orb, Choice Scarf, or you could even use the AV on here. It's really up to you. Like, you can use any of these types and any of these items, but I like this. I like this. I think this is pretty good. We have Choice Specs here with Snarl, Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, and Tera Blast to be our poison attack, and then once again the same spread. If you're going with like a Tailwind team, then you can probably get away with Modest, but if you're not supplementing this with Tailwind, I would definitely recommend Max Speed, just so you can at least speed tie other Hydreigons. For the third build, last build we have, this one is a little weird. It's a little bulky, and I'll show you guys the damage calcs that made this bulk happen. It's a little weird because we have Assault Vest, which gives us a +1 in special defense. But we also have special defense investment and not physical defense. I'll show you the calcs. It'll make some sense. We could go with a little bit more physical defense. I wanted as much attack as I could, special attack as I could. So I only poured enough special defense to live base attack things. Not like base attack, but choice specs as well on Pokemon that typically use it. Let's talk about the rest of the build first. So this is Steel Tera typing, which is really solid for this Pokemon. It changes your weaknesses entirely, giving you a ground weakness as well, which we can, you know, mitigate entirely by using Levitate. We also have Assault Vest here, so we're using just 4 moves: Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, and Snarl. This could be Protect if you change the Assault Vest, but I do like the Assault Vest, especially for this build. If you do change it from Steel Tera, or keep Steel Tera and change the item, well, maybe just go 252, 252, 4, maybe. But for now, Levitate, Assault Vest, and the set. It's really good. It's really good. And Flash Cannon becomes Stab with the Steel type Tera, which is really good. We have our build here, which is really interesting. So first off, I wanted to max its speed. So we gave it 252 speed, no changing. That's not changing. And then I wanted to calc for a few things. So we calced for a few things. And starting off, I calced for Golden Go. I think this is the biggest deal in the meta right now. It's that and Garchomp, but Garchomp doesn't have that good of a matchup because it's Earthquaking and you have Levitate. So we went for Golden Go. This is the biggest one. So we have 252 special attack, Focus Blast, which we've seen really tempting the meta here. And we also have the item choice specs. You can't see it because I'm covering it, but it's down there. Now you see it, it's right there. So we have 252 special attack, choice specs, speed, nature, Golden Go. Hitting Focus Blast, which hits a 84 to 99% with our 12 HP and 60 special defense with our Assault Vest. Pretty clean, pretty clean, pretty solid. We have one more calc, and this is just overlap. We already have this. We don't even need the investment because the Assault Vest just does this for us. And it's the Armor Rouge Armor Cannon. It's hitting 67 to 79%, which is not bad. Very doable. That is our special attacking calcs. I know there are more that we could cover, but Golden Go is the big one that I wanted to cover for, was choice specs with Golden Go, and I think everything else is primarily collateral at this point. And we're going to talk about our one physical calc here as well, because we do need, like, you know, to cover for fighting physical Pokemon. And our option here is Annihilate with Drain Punch, 252 attack, into our 12 for, it's hitting 76 to 90%, which is manageable. Now, if it does bulk up, well, there's nothing you can do about that. But another reason this doesn't really matter is it's going to have Final Gambit on it anyway. So if they're going for something like that, it could just Final Gambit and knock us out anyway. But still a relevant calc. If they don't have bulk up set up, well, Drain Punch isn't knocking you out. And even if they go for a plus attack, look at that. We're not worried. And we are actually adding singles to the roster today. So, you know, inclusivity, right? So if you play singles, here's a little guide as well. It is used pretty similarly, for sure. It is definitely much more niche. It is not like one of the great Pokemon in the meta in singles, as we're looking over here in usage stats. It is very low on the OU usage stats, but it is used very similarly with a Nasty Plot instead of Protect and just using damage sets, Life Orb. We are using a Tera Steel typing as primarily defense, and you can go instead of Earth Power into that Flash Cannon for that stab, but Earth Power is incredibly valuable here because the most used Pokemon is actually Golden Go, and it's by far. Golden Go is very good in the meta. We also still have things like Chi-Yu in the meta here because, well, OU doesn't use the same list. Life Orb, Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Earth Power, and Nasty Plot. Earth Power is very good for hitting that Golden Go. It's very good. Levitate, we have Steel type Tera here, primarily for defense, as we were saying. Or the EV spread is just the same. Speed, special attack, HP. It's pretty basic. We don't need Protect, so we're going Nasty Plot instead. And that's about it. That about does it here. You also have Stealth Rock as, you know, hazards, because we're in singles. That's about it for singles. There's not too much to say. Hydreigon's not incredibly good, but it has playability, for sure. It's not the beast it is in VGC, though. So that is our video today. That's the whole video. Overall, Hydreigon, it's really good. I'm gonna have all these pastes, all these 3 pastes in the description down below if you want to use it, so you can just copy paste it into your team and get playing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe, and goodbye.